And these here are unbranded brand 21 ounce denim. These are actually lighter weight than these adventure jeans. I don't know, like this is why I don't go on Reddit, because in my opinion they're all wrong. These look way better than people think. I mean, come on, really? You're gonna tell me this looks bad? Look what arrived. It's Wrangler We Care, and this bag is actually a very special pair of jeans. They're the Filson by Wrangler jeans, the adventure jean. Let's get them out immediately. Here we go. And there's the first look. Let me not put it on that spot on there. Filson Wrangler, a genuine collaboration garment. Might as well have the best Filson Wrangler. Relaxed fit 14 ounce denim and 14 ounce Filson oil finish tin cloth, which is what this is right here. This part is the denim as well as the other sections behind the knees, so that basically you can get this kind of look. These are new selvage Wrangler jeans that I'm wearing, so you won't see any contrast fading here, but you'll get the kind of honeycomb effect on this pair of jeans in a similar fashion. This is not a indigo denim. As you can see, it's a black by black, so the Filson tin cloth is black and the Wrangler denim is black. Yeah, look how nice that is. A natural product. Waxed cotton will vary in shade, markings, and wax saturation from batch to batch. Oils may transfer onto fabrics in direct contact, especially when new. These characteristics are normal and inherent to the fabric finish. The dye used in this product may transfer to lighter colored fabrics and materials. Nah, you don't have to worry about that. That's just a standard tag for probably like the indigo and more colored variations of this. This is a nice leather patch like this here. Leather as well on this selvage pair of Wrangler 13 MWZ. As you can see, the pocket here on the right side is open. So that's an open pocket, whereas a pocket on the left side as we open these up for the first time, these are heavy jeans, has a flap, which is really cool. Snap right there, and you can keep things secure in the left pocket. The tin cloth feels nice. I'm really liking the oily feel. I have experienced Filson quite a bit in the past. I do own a Filson tin cloth waxed short cruiser, and I'll get that out when I wear this. But yeah, I can tell this material is very hefty as I hold it. The whole thing is a little bit deceiving because it's a 14 ounce denim and 14 ounce oil finished tin cloth. But because it's oil finished, right, that oil makes it significantly heavier, because a Wrangler 13 MWZ on its own is 14.75 ounces, and this thing, I assure you, is significantly heavier than a pair of Wrangler 13 MWZ Cowboy Cut jeans. Look at that. Nice modern Filson tags. Here's the large coin pocket, or watch pocket as you might call it. Is very structured using tin cloth, and it's not quite as deep, I've noticed. My fingers end right there. It's basically completely filled with my hand, whereas on something like the selvage pair here, this one is definitely larger, and I have to spread my fingers out to kind of fill up the pocket. The adventure jean. Let's get these tried on, shall we? Look at that. Look how nice that is made, as well as the tags on the inside. There's a lot of these tags in here. Look how thick that is. My God, why do you need so many tags? Beautiful pocket bags. This is really well done, I can tell. Chain stitched nicely. What about the hem? Really beautifufully done. There's the knee. Ooh, here we go with the Filson by Wrangler adventure jean. As I'm walking up these very shallow stairs, even just bending my leg is a little bit tough because these have to be broken in. Filson is very well known in the workwear community to need to be broken in, and it also tends to be very rugged and last a very long time. Now, I don't think these have Filson's lifetime warranty because it is a collaboration pair with Wrangler, but 14 ounce tin cloth will last quite a while. You could re-oil these as well. These are definitely a no wash type of jean. You shouldn't wash these ever, which sounds gross to people, but that's kind of how it works. You don't really wash tin cloth. You can technically, but the oils will leave it. And I'll grab my Filson short cruiser jacket here in a moment. I just wanted to try these on before taking all the tags off. And now that I'm bending over and everything, I already know they fit. So I'll take the tags off. And yeah, so like if you're trying things on, right, you probably shouldn't really be stressing out the material so much like I am now, but I know they fit now, and I'm enjoying the heft of these things because they're super thick. Despite only being 14 ounces, the entire thing has a presence on your body. It's summertime right now. It's not ideal wearing these, but these will last a long time because of the material they're made out of and the construction. And this is doubled up as well, right? The front is actually doubled with the Filson tin cloth, which makes so much more sense as to why this is so heavy, because the 14-ounce material for the denim and the tin cloth are doubled up on the front, and as well as the fact that the tin cloth has oil saturated within it, which makes the material even heavier. As you can see, it is also somewhat of a high rise. No, not somewhat, it is most definitely a high rise. It's above my belly button or just about in line with it, just like Wrangler 13 MWZ zipper fly with the nice little boot icon on the YKK zipper there. Oh yeah, so I promise I'll grab that Filson jacket, which is pretty nice. I've never re-oiled it, re-waxed it or anything like that. As you can see on the ground, it is raining, and it does rain here, so oil cloth, tin cloth like this is pretty helpful, especially in weather like this when it's variable and when you don't really want to put on like rain gear. I don't really have too much rain gear. I do have some things I was issued in the military that I just put over the stuff I'm wearing if I need to really be outside in the rain. But for the most part, I don't really need to be like working outside in the rain. So when it comes to this oil cloth, this is what really is like all I need. It's super helpful. It's beating up the water. It's not soaking it in. It's doing its job. But yeah, I was just saying, like, these are exactly my style. I'm wearing them right now with Danner boots, which aren't really my favorite style of boots at all, but they do go well with the whole black on black thing going on, and they have served me pretty well, these Danners, but they're not super waterproof, ironically, despite the Gore-Tex and the current rain. I mean, they'll be fine out here for now, but I usually wear some Red Wing boots or something like that if I need a little bit more of a water-resistant boot, because these are now getting to the point where they're actually detrimental to being wet rather than being helpful. Let me cuff them just so we can see how it looks on the underside where the weft is at. And these ones specifically are made in China. The salvage Wrangler 13 MWZ that I just bought and did a review on, those were made in Bangladesh. And I typically find that made in China stuff is a little bit better quality than made in Bangladesh. And ideally made in USA, baby, but that's, you know, more specialized stuff. Made in Mexico is almost always good quality. So that's usually my preference when it comes to Wrangler. But yeah, as you can see, that is denim on the weft here. So it's doubled up, the tin cloth. And one thing I noticed is there's a pocket right here, which is really cool. You can put whatever tool you want on there. Or for me, I'm going to probably put an Olight flashlight right there. Maybe a lot of people would put a knife, which works out really well as well. I especially love the asymmetrical pocket design, where this one is a flat pocket and the snap works really nicely, and I don't know, it's super unique. I've always been into kind of asymmetrical designs. That's why I kind of like type 1 Levi's jackets over the type 2s, because they have just the one pocket on one side, they have the pleats, they look a little bit more flowy, and I think that's just more my style. But at the same time, I'm not too picky. I like a lot of different things. I like variety. And here I finally grabbed the Filson wax jacket. It's a short cruiser, as you can see. I've never re-waxed this thing at all, and it serves me really well. It's nice as a sunblock here out in the desert. It also helps during a bit of monsoon season when it's raining quite a bit. I mean, it won't protect you heavily from rain, but you know, you can go in and out without feeling like you're getting wet underneath of the jacket. And this is a really good combo in my opinion, because Filson makes just really, really good quality high-end things. They do have that lifetime warranty, which I'm sure does not apply to these jeans that I have my hand in right now. The pocket is quite a bit tighter than the Wrangler 13 MWZ or most Wranglers that you might come across, because it sits higher up on the hip here. And because everything is thick and tight
What?
against the body, it's harder to get your hands in, but that's actually kind of an upside because the idea here is that these are adventure jeans. You don't want things falling out of your pockets, and typically you're not using your pockets as anything other than like transient kind of storage, right? I put things in my pocket, I take them out once I get to where I'm going, and that's kind of what these adventure jeans are really good with, is making sure you don't lose your stuff, especially when you look at something like this with the snap here, which I love. I love this snap, and I just went on about it, but the asymmetry of the whole thing looks really good in my opinion. Let me take this jacket off real quick. It is a little bit warm for the jacket right now. This has never been re-waxed, as I mentioned earlier, and you can re-wax these things, but I personally, where I live, I just don't think the rain protection or like moisture protection, I suppose, is that helpful. So I actually prefer once the material becomes more dry like this and it starts to actually age and patina, in my opinion, in a slightly better way than when it's fully waxed, because then it kind of looks wet, as if it's like sometimes it even looks like a leather if it's waxed and oiled enough. As for these adventure jeans, I can tell that they're going to hold up. These things are technically 28 ounces. 28 ounces everywhere except for what I mentioned behind the knees here. So this is going to be 14 or 14 and a half. Wrangler sometimes says it's 14 and a half ounces. And here in the front, you could say that this is only 14 as well, and it's not doubled up, but technically you have the pocket, you have the stitching with material here, you have the Filson oilcloth right here, and you also have the zipper and the placket and stuff like that, right? So it's all kind of doubled up, honestly. So it's still almost 28 in the front too, except for maybe directly right where the crotch. I'll have the measurements on my website, splished.com, where I write out everything. I don't script these videos, but I do write articles which are essentially scripted, right? And you'll be able to find more information there and more facts as well about these adventure jeans. These are actually kind of my favorite jean, as I bring out a pair of 21 ounce heavyweight just to compare. And these here are unbranded brand 21 ounce denim. These are actually lighter weight than these adventure jeans by Filson. You will be surprised when you carry these because of the oilcloth being oiled up, as well as all the material being doubled up. Effectively, it's like a 28 ounce versus this 21 ounce. But the durability of the tin cloth is absolutely a thing. It will absolutely make these last longer, in the sense that back here, it's like a pair of shorts, right? It's like they stitch on a pair of shorts here, and then they stitch on a pair of extra like double knees on the front. It's just so robustly built, and I think they look really good, which is ironic because I was looking on Reddit just the other day, last night, and there was somebody that was wearing these jeans, and most of the comments were negative. They were saying like, no, you're not pulling it off, they don't look good, blah blah blah. I don't know, like, this is why I don't go on Reddit, because in my opinion, they're all wrong. All the negative ones were wrong. There were some positive ones, but I would say that these look way better than people think. I mean, come on, really? You're going to tell me this looks bad? I don't know, I feel like you're tripping. And he also had them cuffed, and people said that looked really bad. In my opinion, I completely disagree. I think the cuffing actually looks pretty good. He had a bigger cuff because I guess his jeans were quite a bit longer on him. But for me, I am not even a cuffer, and I will still enjoy how this looks. Just turning up like a small cuff on the bottom like this. I don't know, I just feel like it looks good because these aren't a traditional denim look. They kind of, I mean, you can kind of get away with different things with it because it is also already kind of peacocky in a sense. Like, it looks pretty unique, but to me, I mean, I don't really see myself as peacocking with it, but I can see why other people might feel that way, especially if you're not used to wearing different types of materials, different types of styles, and, you know, maybe you don't even particularly have a style. And here we have a broken twill cowboy cut jacket, one of the best jackets ever made out there on the market. not very expensive. And I do feel like a lot of people that would want these adventure jeans in black probably imagine, like, why did they use the black that has the white weft in it, to where, like, it doesn't really look that black when you're looking at it compared to the tin cloth as well as the broken twill, right? But in my opinion, that contrast looks much better. If they were to use like this broken twill, and this is a right-hand twill, by the way, the denim they use on the Wranglers, this on the Wrangler Cowboy Cut jacket, the broken twill, if they were to just use this shadow black material, everything would just look way less prominent. It would look less like a collaboration piece. It would look less styled, in my opinion. It would be just as functional. It would be pretty nice, but not as nice. So I actually really like what Wrangler and Filson are doing with this collaboration, because it's very thoughtful. And despite a lot of people seemingly not liking the design of these, I don't know. When I got them in, I was super surprised, because I too thought I wasn't going to like them based on the style and based on how the model wears it as well. The model doesn't really pull them off that much, or that great, in my opinion. He doesn't look bad in them, but usually that's kind of what you're going off, right, is the model on the website. If that's all you have, that's all I was able to see at the time. And based on that, I thought the purchase was like, $50 with the discount and the sale and stuff, worth it. But now that I actually have these, I'm saying it's tremendously worth it. I think I would have paid way more than these, especially now that I know what they're like. So if I find another color, I may very well buy another pair of these, because they have like the version in tan, I believe, and maybe other colors too. But I did bring out these Wrangler selvage jeans as well. These are the Cowboy Cut 13 MWZ SEL. Check out my review on these. Very nice jeans, very lightweight compared to these. So if you want a summer weight jean, those are them. If you want something super rugged, super durable, right here, the Filson by Wrangler adventure jean. Check out Splished.com. Check out the YouTube channel membership. Join it. It's really cheap. Helps out the channel a lot. And I'll catch you next time.